Yeah, and I think that relationship with exercise comes from that unstructured play. You know, if you have a coach who's yelling at your face at 7 years old, then all of a sudden physical activity becomes traumatic. It doesn't become fun.
That's a great point, yeah.
Right? So you have fun playing your whole life up until you hit 12, 13, coach starts barking at you. You're not gonna go home and be like, I'm never exercising again. But if you don't have that good relationship with physical activity from that young age, like if it's not fun for you, you're not gonna do it. And I think that's why I stopped playing volleyball, because you know, I had a coach who was known for like getting in players' faces and yelling. And I was probably like 11 when I started playing for him. And it just created this really poor, kind of fragile mindset around failure. I wasn't allowed to fail, right? Like it wasn't okay. And I think looking back on things, that's why I kind of wasn't able to make that leap to the next level.
Yeah, we have a lot of coaches with that same kind of way of coaching, and I think, you know, they don't change because some of them, they do have a little success with it and they stick on being that way, but I don't think they recognize that they destroy like characters and, you know, young kids much more than they're being successful, and they're just looking at their success and not the kids' success as they grow.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. Going back to young athletes, for the ones that they're coming here, or even for the ones listening and watching, what are ways that you enhance performance and conditioning for soccer players? And what are things that you could be telling them to do on their own as well?
Definitely. I think one of the biggest bangs for our buck in here is just teaching acceleration and top speed mechanics, as well as change of direction mechanics to an extent.
Is there a reason for that?
Just because there's I mean, how many injuries are there from like a sprint rep, you know? Like let's say you're chasing a ball down and you're neck and neck with someone, and then it's like, oh, that's when the hamstring goes, right? It's a lot of it. I mean, the higher velocity you go, the more force is going through soft tissue, the higher likelihood of injury. So if you have an athlete, especially in soccer, because in soccer, what you have to do is worry about a ball at your feet, right? So you watch one of the fastest players in the world, Kylian Mbappe, right? And he sprints in a very unique way because he can dribble as he's sprinting. So when we teach sprinting to a track athlete, we teach a really high foot turnover where we have like this circular motion of the foot, but you can't do that when there's a ball in front of your feet. So what really elite level soccer players do is they keep their feet low, but their hip drives them, right? And those aren't the guys walking around with this huge like belly forward position. And those are the guys who are always like straining things, you know, quad, hamstring, groin.
Yeah.
They have all these soft tissue injuries because their muscles aren't in a good position to work. But if we can teach an athlete, here are good mechanics, here's how to drive from the hip, here's how to maintain top speed without overstriding or over pushing, then that lowers their injury risk because it becomes automatic. So that's what I mean by it's big bang for our buck, because high velocities are when people get hurt.
People get hurt, yeah, that's true. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please subscribe down below. And if you're interested to learn more and watch the full interview, click down here. I'll catch you soon. Have a good one.